Shuzi, where are your two colors? Hi, I'm Shuzi, and today I'm on a little mission with 49 other artists. This project was started by Christine from Courageous Painting to help the Monster universe. They used to have a rainbow bridge connected to our world, but it's shattered into 100 color shards. Each artist is supposed to restore 2 color pieces, and today I'm going to work on mine. The color I picked is Swedish blue, and Christine and Mike will pick my second color.
Thank you for taking on this challenge. Mike is ready to select your second color. Dice roll. Number 2. Ooh, I actually love this one. Now that you've got your color, it's up to you to use it in any creative project to help restore the rainbow bridge. Mike and I can't wait to see what you create.
I'm so lucky to have this combo. I got the colors I love. Now the pressure is on me to make something good. I love stories, so when I heard about the mission from Christine, I was really curious. It got my imagination going. I was thinking, rainbow bridge sounds sparkly and delicate. But when it shatters, wouldn't the pieces go all over the place? How do we even find them? But you know what? Mimi and Charles are great at this. They love treasure hunting and surprises. So when this happened, Mimi and Charles are eating at a conveyor belt sushi restaurant. If you haven't been to one, usually they have a conveyor belt loop in the middle of the restaurant. And when the chef makes a new sushi dish, they put it on the belt to send it out to the customers. We just sit around the belt and grab whatever interests us. It's such a fun idea, but it does come with some dangers. On one hand, it's great to see the food moving in front of you, especially those food you never tried before. It's really tempting to pick it up because if it passes you, it could be gone the next round. But what if it's something that doesn't taste good? If you grab it, you can't put it back. It's yours. So it's definitely a gamble. Mimi is super intrigued by this suspicious-looking dish. Nowadays, many Japanese restaurants have English menu, especially in larger cities like Tokyo. And sometimes they even have allergen information, which is perfect because we are both gluten intolerant. But if you go to smaller cities or go to more traditional restaurant, they might not have one. Or even worse, their menu could be handwritten in calligraphy style. Even Google Translate won't save you. And yep, some conveyor belt sushi restaurants do this, handwriting the signs attached to each dish. Actually, even if it's printed, we won't have enough time to whip out a phone to translate and still have time to pick it up before it rolls away. But hey, most of the time the food looks so good and we're more than happy to try new things. As you can see, Mimi is exactly the curious type and couldn't resist just grabbing the dish. Instead of sushi, Mimi got 2 Pantone color chips. I mean, they look a little bit like sushi, right? That's by design. I had so many ideas of how Mimi and Charles would find the chips, and this one is the best. It's funny that she finds non-food objects on the plate. I love spotting objects that are not in their usual spots. Like, the other day, I spotted a belt in the middle of the road. It's so strange and got me thinking about what happened. What kind of emergency was there that someone needs to rip off their belt? What about the rest of the clothes? Anyway, these little moments just make life more fun. Now, Mimi is finding out that the color shards can change the color of anything it touches. Wow, this opens up a whole world of possibilities. She's mischievous and loves to goof around. Imagine all the chaos she can cause with this shard. It's hard to see here because I'm just doing the line art in black and white, but you'll get a much better look once I start coloring, I promise. Charles grabbed the other shard, and both of them are trying out on whatever they can get their hands on. The line art is finally done. I erased the pencil lines and it's time to start coloring. Oh wait, at this point in the story, there isn't any color. Before Mimi and Charles found the color shards, their world is black and white, so I'm using the grayscale markers only. The design on this bowl is inspired by one of the bowls we saw in Japan that was used for serving fish soup. I love the traditional lacquer design, but it's probably not very practical because you can't microwave it. For daily use, I stick to boring white ceramic bowls because it's just easier to take care of. I added speed lines here to make the reveal more dramatic, borrowing the idea from manga. I grew up reading manga and I love how they're able to use simple graphics to convey tons of information. So my art is heavily influenced by manga and of course anime, which I still watch every day.
Boing. Boing.
To make the Pantone color sushis really pop, I'm adding in more darker shadows. And in the next panel, Mimi got the same treatment to make her now orange bag really stand out. I thought poing is the right sound. I guess it's a combo of boing and pop. It just feels right. Mimi didn't stop here and changed Charles' pants to brown. Wait, brown? I thought we were restoring orange and blue only? Well, I'm kind of bending the rules a bit here. Mixing orange and blue gives you brown, right? So might as well. When I was designing my art for this collab, I felt really connected to Christine's concept of artists should start experimenting with colors to help restore the rainbow bridge. I have only 2 main colors to use, and I'm still pretty new to alcohol markers. Is there a way to experiment more and push it further? I love the vibrancy and clean look of alcohol markers, and I wanted to show that. So I decided to use our little story so far to build towards color, piggybacking off their curiosity and mischievousness to arrive at a big, chaotic, and vibrant scene. Just like those full-page manga illustration when an important moment happens. A page full of color, energy, and little details, completely bursting with life, in contrast to the more serene black and white world where their story began. Conveyor belt sushi restaurants charge by the number of plates. Different color plates are at different price levels. There is always a display somewhere showing what the prices are for each color plate. When you're done eating, the staff just have to count the plates to get the final price for you. Mimi is super mischievous. She somehow got herself up there and is changing all the plates to the same color. How is the staff going to charge them properly? This might backfire on her though, because the staff could just charge the highest price for every single plate. Behind Mimi, there are many paper bangers hanging. This is based on Toriton, I say top 2 conveyor belt sushi restaurant in Hokkaido. Toriton always feels warm, bright, and clean with a great vibe. Those banners are actually manual items, usually for special dishes they recommend. I regret only taking 1 photo. I had to rely on Google review photos to build the rest of the scene. Oh, I'll add the words to the banners later so you see what they are. I want to draw my characters in a fun setting to play out their stories. But this is definitely my most ambitious design yet. At first, I thought of just doing a straight-on view of the restaurant, maybe have the tables and the counter lying in front of you. But that would be too easy and too flat. I want you to feel the liveliness of this restaurant, which means showing more of the restaurant. The customers, the staff, and the chefs. I didn't realize how hard that would be. First, I had to make sure the perspective lines are correct to make sure the space makes sense. And secondly, to really challenge myself, I'm drawing straight on the paper with pencils and not designing digitally first, which would have let me kind of cheat by undoing and redoing. Using pencil straight away means mistake can be a huge hassle because if I erase anything, I could accidentally erase other stuff I already drew, especially considering that the paper is so small with so much stuff on there. But it also means the design is much more spontaneous, which is exactly what I want to capture. You might recognize this character from my previous videos. Yep, he's the shredded guy from Inktober. I thought this would be the perfect corner for him to pop up. I like the dichotomy of his cute face on his jack body, so I think I'll keep him in my cast. I gotta name him though, so yeah, his name is now Milo. When I'm at the conveyor belt sushi restaurant and look around, I'm always amazed how many plates people can eat, so Milo is my secret role model. I want to be shredded and muscular so I can have a higher metabolism and I can eat more. A great cycle, if it works. Too bad I can only make time to do weights 3 times a week, and that's only enough to maintain but not really build up more muscle. Anyway, art is more important. Milo is eating tons of good protein to maintain his physique, or he's just really hungry. This chef looks worried getting another large order from Milo. Don't know why though, it's not an all-you-can-eat system anyway. I forgot to mention the ordering system here. Nowadays, most of the bigger chain restaurants like Kura Sushi, Sushi Roll, Toriton as well, have tablets for ordering food in different languages. But some still use pen and paper like Nemuro Hanamaru, so they will have a pad of order sheets on the table, and you need to write down the name of the item and quantity and hand it over to the staff. Most of these pen and paper places actually let you order by using number for the item, but some don't have those, so I had to write Japanese. Fun times. Inside the counter, it's a small disaster. Literally. The yams, yeah, those weird creatures are yams, one of my favorite foods. They're little helpers in this restaurant. One of them is trying to torch the fish, but set the hat of the other one on fire. This cat is a recurring character as well. He was in this drawing together with a sleeping dog. Maybe I should give them names too. He usually tries to look composed, high and mighty, only wanting the best, but secretly he's tempted by all the good foods and wants to try. He's already got a fish on his chair, but he still wants more? Wait, did he bring his own food? There's so much going on, I'm getting a little dizzy. But we can't stop here. For each of the table seats, each customer is happily doing their own thing. This little mouse is happily receiving his weird order, maybe an open burger? This sheep is drinking. Wait, I actually don't know if you can drink in sushi restaurant, because I don't drink. I guess you must be able to, at least beer? And finally, this bunny is here just dozing off. She's probably ate too much. If only we could see how many empty plates she has. This drawing is pretty small, so I don't have enough space to fully write out all the menu items. If you speak Japanese, you can probably guess from what I chose to write down. I only know a few of them, so some of them might be just gibberish. I love creating those details. It just makes the drawing more interesting to look at. And every time you come back to this drawing, you'll probably find something new. And there's so much stuff here, I'm a bit worried about using just blue and orange. We'll see how it goes. I should start with something easy. We know Mimi's chart is orange, so let's fill that in first. Orange is my favorite color, so it must be my lucky day when Mike picked the tangerine out for me. You're probably wondering why I didn't pick the orange myself. It is because when I picked the color a few months ago, I was very lost. I didn't know what I want to draw and what medium to use, but I had to commit to one color, so I picked the safe one, the Swedish blue. I figured if I use watercolor, because that's what I was good at, I can easily tone it down and make good use of it. Fast forward to today, I love drawing these simple characters in this playful world, and I started to fall in love with alcohol markers as well. The set I have is from the brand Fine Color. It only got 72 colors, so I'm glad that the set has 3 oranges and 5 blues for me to play with. I got this set from China as a test. I never used any other brand, so I can't compare. It's smooth and saturated with an easy to use tip, so they seem fine. You might even say that it's fine color. Sorry for the bad pun. 72 colors are enough to play with, but it doesn't have enough lighter shades. One annoyance I find is that the colors on the cap doesn't really match the ink color. I've used the markers so much that some are running out of ink, so I will be getting some Copic soon. Yay! Really excited, because I heard Copic light shades are really good. Luckily, Charles is gray, so his main colors are easy to handle. I did switch his top from his usual green to blue to match with the 2-color theme. He's picking up Mimi's mischievous antics, turning all the plates coming out from the kitchen blue. I really like this shade of blue. I don't have the exact shade of the Swedish blue, but this is close enough, and it's a good match with the orange I have. The drawing is only 5 by 7 inches. I had a hard time fitting this much of stuff in such a small space. Some shapes are tiny, and I have to be really careful to go slowly and make sure I don't color outside of the lines. I went through my photos from our Japan trip to find some reference photos for the sushi, but I didn't really use the photo in the end because the sushis in the drawing is tiny, so I had to draw them in a simple way. Well, I had a good time reminiscing about the good food. This is such a fun challenge. Having this limited color choices make me think more of how to separate the objects by values and not just rely on colors. And it turns out the simple color palette makes this chaotic scene more cohesive and easier to read. Alright, this is the finished drawing. It came out fantastic. I hope you enjoy Mimi and Charles' little story and my random thoughts. If you like the drawings, I made them into prints and the links are in the description. Thanks again, Christine, for organizing this. Next up is Color with Claire. Make sure to check out her channel to say hi and check out the Pantone collab playlist. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!